Well, you seem to be developing a noticeable rapport with Evan Ingram so far. Have you felt that, and what do you think you can add to the offense this year?
Yeah, I'm excited to have Evan. He's a great football player. He's had a lot of great plays over the time, a lot of experience. I've learned a lot from him already, just from a couple practices, OTAs, and now. I was just excited to go through a season with him.
But we heard, obviously, that you spent a few days this offseason now with Drew in San Diego. What did that kind of look like? What was the idea there to go and spend some time with him? What did you talk through in your development?
Yeah, it was fun. Anytime you can spend some time with a guy like that, with that experience and just that mind and the knowledge of the game and just his routine and what he was able to do, and more than anything, is just sitting down and talking to him. And a lot of guys are like that. Peyton and Eli are the same way. It's just anytime you can, pick those guys' brains and just kind of stand in their shoes and see what they went through, and just if you can pick up on any one thing, that's a win in the conversation.
What was your big
takeaway? You also spent some time with Tom House over the offseason. Sean was saying, what specifically did Tom work with you on when you got a chance to play?
Well, we go back every offseason. We look at what we can get better at. And so we just wanted to tighten a few things up and get, even more efficient and, whatever we can do. At this point, it's tough to make big strides, so we want to find all the little things that we can that may make a difference.
Oh, you've had several teammates in the preseason and here this past week say, hey, this is Bo's team. I know you're not standing up saying, hey, it's my team now, but through your perspective, how is that sort of organically taking shape that guys would want to share that?
Well, I think most of it is the position, and then, I guess it's what is done after you get the position. So for me, I just want to continue to show these guys that I'm willing to work and find every which way we can to find wins and find every which way for me to get better. I know I got a lot of growth left, a lot to be done. But these guys are going to help me get there. And so we're just out here kind of sharpening each other, going best on best and just finding ways to make each other better. And it's fun. I think just being the quarterback of a team like this, it's what you live for. It's what you practice for, work for your whole time. And literally when I started lifting and training and getting ready for this football journey back in 6th, 7th grade, it was really fun. Y'all just missed a cool plane.
You recently were voted 64th best player in the NFL. How cool is that? You got that announcement on the NFL at the time.
Well, I'm kind of on both sides with it. I think it's obviously a cool honor for because that's your peers thing. That's guys you play, but at the same time, just the way I think, the way I am motivated. I want to continue to get higher, and not even for the ranking. It doesn't really matter what you're ranked. It's just an internal standard that I have that I want to be the best in the world, and I know there's a lot of guys that I'm competing for that with, and I'm not going to stop until I at least give it my best try.
Well, you put your head down as a rookie, and we didn't see you out in the community. But this offseason, you did some speaking. You were at obviously Avs and Nuggets games. Why was that important to kind of even further embed yourself in the community? And does that make you feel even more comfortable when you're making those connections when you're the Broncos quarterback?
Well, we finally had time this offseason to experience what Denver had to offer. It's a great city. My wife and I love being here. Love to call it home. Always love being back when we're off somewhere else, get to come back home. So that's just what it feels like. It's starting to feel more and more like home, and we're making this, our place. And so with that, I don't want to just sit at the house all day. I want to get out and about and go enjoy what Denver has to offer. And, we got a great sports culture. We got great teams and, great experiences other places too. And then, we just enjoyed hanging out with the guys that were here this off-season training. And, it's just Denver's a great spot. I'm very fortunate to be here.
But you mentioned after the season that you took some time off actual throwing the football in a way that you hadn't been able to during the gauntlet of the last 18 to 24 months. How does that feel like? Do you feel that now, like at this time of year, that you kind of got some of that chance that you had to have with that NFL draft build up?
Yeah, I feel pretty good, and I like the spot that I'm in. We work really hard for my training. We work really hard in scheduling what the season's going to look like, and even right now, I'm not what I would say at peaking yet. I want to peak, in the playoffs and close to the end of the season. And so right now you're at a build up and you're at a slow, steady rise and pace. It's kind of like a mountain. You want to start early, you get at the season, and then once you get to playoffs, championship time, you're peaking, and then after the season you can, take your time off. But I feel good. We've trained really hard for this moment, and we're going to train throughout the season to get us where we want to go.
Well, yesterday, Evan Ingram said one of his favorite part about the Broncos so far is the locker room and the culture that you guys have. What have you noticed so far about this locker room and culture that makes it unique?
Well, one is we got, probably most in the NFL back, just guys that have returned, and I feel like I'm playing with a similar team as we did last year, not a lot of turnover. And then we added just some special guys that are, good locker room guys, good teammates, have that history of working hard, being experienced, and, they're going to make a big difference for us. And so, we're all just trying to compete to get better. We're all trying to make each other better. And I think that's just kind of showing, in the locker room, out on the field, in the cafeteria. We just got a close team. And I think it just starts with, honestly, the type of people we have in the locker room. We don't have any clowns. We don't have any guys that are, hard to get along with. We just have good people, good dudes that are just, all here for one reason, and that's one team goal, and just to get better. And we don't really have a lot of prima donnas, which is good.
You've got obviously known Troy for a couple of years now in college and in the NFL. Just where is he at in his game right now, and where have you maybe seen him already, strides from his rookie year?
I think he's confident. I think he's along with a lot of those guys. We got a lot of younger receivers that are on their first, second, third year, and they look good this year. They look confident. A couple of them have had a few years now in the system, and for a guy like Troy, he's not thinking as much anymore. He's like me. I mean, when you go through the first year, you just get kind of drowned in install and new technique and new fundamentals, new coaches telling you different things. It can be really hard and it can be challenging. It's not as easy as just going out there and getting open most of the time, which is what his natural gift is. But now I feel like he can take what he knows and he can go out there and naturally get open. And, I'm getting a little bit more of, hey, I'm open, throw me the ball, and that's usually a good thing from guys like that who don't, usually do that. So I know he's confident right now, and he's practiced really well so far, and I'm just excited to see him, back doing what he does. I think the transition from 11 from 16 is good for him. Looks better, and I think he's just more natural and he feels more comfortable. He's a lot more confident, and that's just what usually happens from year one to year two.
Final two, Mark, and then Arnie.
When you have a chance to pick the brain of Drew Brees or Peyton Manning, are you more likely to go technique, X's and O's, what you see on the field, or leadership, how to handle situations in the job?
That's a great question. I go with the leadership, how to handle the job, because X's and O's are going to change. They're going to adapt over time. And really technique could adapt over time because we find different ways, unique ways to do things. And with technique, it goes a lot to your physical capability, so it can be different per person. But how to be a leader and how to handle certain situations, those kind of can carry over. So that's more or less what I'm trying to do with a guy like that is figure out, hey, what are some things that you, if you were in a bad spot, what would you do here? If you were, going through this, what would you do here? And just seeing how they handle things, seeing how they, handle situations and experiences. And that's for our job. We talk about leading and all that kind of stuff. That's the name of the game. They don't really care how. Your job is to go out there and complete passes and to score points. Everybody understands that. It's the off the field. How are you encouraging guys? How are you making sure guys are seen and make sure guys are getting what they need and being put in a position to succeed so that we all can help each other. And we're all good players. We're all talented. We all know we know the object of the football game. Now it's all about those, second layer things that are deeper than just what's on the football field. And so to me, that's what makes a good team. That's what makes good leadership and, a close football team that wins a lot of games.
Last one, Arnie.
Bo, do you think the challenges you'll face in your second season are any different than the challenges you faced as a rookie?
Honestly, I think it'll be the same challenges. It's still going to be defenses. It's still going to be coordinators. It's still going to be wins and losses. It's still going to be, health of your team. It's still going to be new installs. now I just think I'm in a better place to handle those things, which is good. And I think I was actually talking about this earlier with quarterbacks. Sometimes, we talk about down years and why do guys have down years. And sometimes I think we're so focused in rhythm in college, so just work year round. And then we get to the first year of the NFL and you go through the draft and you get here and you're drowning, you work. And then all of a sudden you get time off. It's like, how do I handle this time off? And for me, I think it's more of the fear of not being ready, not being enough for the team. So that's what continues to drive me and what's not going to give me an off year. But at the same time, it was nice to catch up and kind of, get back to where I want to be physically, get back to where I want to be mentally and make strides. And so I don't think the challenges will change. I think I'm just different. So I think that's the good part of this year. I don't want to take it for granted that I am a year ahead because most guys are a lot of years ahead of me. So I know I got a long way to go, but I'm excited to go there.
Well, when you say a better place to handle that, what do you mean?
Just been there, done that. I don't have to worry about what certain looks are or what, as crazy as it sounds, where we're going for the locker room or where we're going for the stretch. I mean, I know it. I can, get there and do it, knock it out. Now I can focus on the next level things and the details and not really the overall picture. And just, a lot of the times as a rookie, you just don't want to look like an idiot. Now you can go out there and, look a lot better than an idiot. So I'm excited for year two, excited for this football team. I really like where we're at right now. Love our teammates. Eventually we'll get to play somebody else.
Thank you.
Thank you.